Welcome everyone to timely, a timely episode of Powerful Women Today Live. We have today with us the absolutely amazing Sallie Wagner, who is one of our mentor experts, who specializes on really calming the ground around you when everything is shaking. So I don't know about you, but my ground seems to be shaking on daily basis. So absolutely something we need to know. So let's get to it.
Empowering women on a global scale. Welcome to Powerful Women Today with Carolina Billings. Powerful Women Today is on a mission of inclusion, rewriting his story to include her story, and empowering, raising, and amplifying women's voices with professional speaking, publishing, original podcasting, and web TV. And now here's your host, the founder of Powerful Women Today, Carolina Billings.
Welcome, Sallie. I cannot wait to have this conversation with you. How are you today?
Fabulous. How are you?
I am doing amazing. And part of why this matters so much that you are really always fabulous when I speak to you, and I am usually doing okay, is because of one of the most important emotional intelligence soft skills, which I call strategic skills, called resilience.
Yes.
So I love, my God, yes, so much to unpack. I love the fact that you are an advocate to the fact that resilience, most of people get wrong because they think it's something you're born with it, when in fact, it's a conscious choice.
Yeah.
It is a skill that needs to be developed. So tell us about that.
Absolutely. And you're right. And I do like to remind people it's not something that you have or don't have. It's a skill that you develop or don't develop, right?
Right.
And far too often we look at other people and we think, oh my gosh, they're so resilient. I'm not. And we tell ourselves that, or we allow other people to tell ourselves that. And then we think, well, that's just how I am, right? No, it's not right. It is a skill. Everything is a skill, right? And we may all be gifted with talents and attributes at a particular level. That doesn't mean that we're not capable and free to develop those things that maybe we aren't so gifted with naturally. And resilience is one of those.
For women, especially, I want to go back to emotional intelligence and emotional regulation, right? Like self-regulation of our emotions is not a choice. There's so many people that depend on us at any given point. So I love your campaign, and you have an upcoming book, and you have all these incredible things happening around the topic of learning to stand firm when your foundations are shaking.
Yes.
So this is really about self-responsibility, is it not?
Absolutely. And as you said earlier, choosing. We always have the choice how we're going to proceed in life. And we can either choose resilience, we can choose to live out our values, or we can choose the ineffective or less effective path.
Yeah, this is almost like you have the choice to walk into that exam having not studied with that nut in your stomach,
Yes.
or doing your homework and being prepared.
Yes.
So what brought about these? Because there's momentum and there is passion, but with you is really more advocacy. Is there's a sense of urgency, especially for women. What brought that upon?
I think life happens, right? And we all experience a lot of opportunities in life that push us to grow and achieve that next level. And the thing is, it's like going to the gym. You don't want to be in that situation where you have to do something heroic and you haven't been to the gym, right? My son, one of the things, many things he does is he's a paramedic. When
Okay.
he was working ambulance, he didn't wait until he was called to rescue somebody to think, gosh, I guess I better start working out, right? No, he was in the gym every day, massive biceps, incredible strength, so that it was ready when he needed to call on it to help people, right? And we need to think about resilience and those skills in the same way. We exercise them, we build them every single day so that when that opportunity comes, we are equal and more than equal to the task. And again, personal life experience teaches me that is true. Whether, with my husband and his health issues that we've been facing for over a year now, I not that I wanted to, and yet when I was called, I feel like I rose to the task and I was able to do that. And I continue to build the resilience that's necessary to get us through this.
Yes, because it continues. He continues to teach you, right?
Yeah.
So there's a couple of things that I want that you said that are very important that I want to make sure that we speak about. You said it's not about something heroic. This is not about building a wall and pretending and suppressing any emotion and feeling in the face of adversity, because that is a recipe for disaster, right? Because you're just borrowing time, because eventually the bill will be due, right?
Mhm.
But so the word hero, I want to really develop that, right? Because you and I are great students of the hero with a thousand faces, and a lot of the work that Joseph Campbell has done. And I love what you just said, answering the call.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a big difference between being the hero of your own story and the hero of your own journey in doing heroic, over the top
Right.
things. In what effect does that have on you and the people around you?
Yeah. So you're absolutely right. We are the heroes. We can choose to be the heroes of our own journey, our own story, without doing something that is, unquestionably heroic. I think when we rise to the challenges of everyday life, that is heroic, right? We don't have to scale the highest mountain or go down to the depths of the sea or do something like that to prove how heroic we are. It's facing the opportunities in life and rising to that heroism that we are called. And you mentioned Joseph Campbell. I think the story of the hero is always a little bit reluctant. It's not something that we really want to embark on, and yet when we hear the call, we answer the call, because for us as the hero, there is no other choice. And yet that is a choice, right? Because we choose, this is the person we are, this is the person I am becoming, and that is the path.
We choose to work through
the
challenges
Yeah.
in a way that, there's a quote, and I don't even know who said it, but something about accepting a negative situation is a positive experience.
Mm-hmm.
When you accept it, it's happening, right? Like, especially for women, like you wrote a beautiful piece and it's posted on throughout all of our Powerful Women Today channels, about the sandwich generation, right? You're dealing with your parents, you're dealing with your business, you're dealing with clients, you're dealing with your spouse, you're dealing with your children, with your grandchildren. Like, for women, especially for women, right? Because we, to the best of our ability, even if we compartmentalize, we're not compartmentalizing by closing doors, right? It's like, oh, I'm at work. I'm not worried about my spouse. I'm not worried about my children. Like, I'm just at work. We compartmentalize differently. It's more of an integration where is still in your radar.
Yeah.
Right. So learning that skill of self-regulation through your technique. And one thing I love, and I love it for many reasons, because I have the deepest respect for lawyers and attorneys. I love how they think, right? And you're an attorney by profession, right? So when you're saying find solutions in the heart of the storm, in the core of the storm, you're bringing in not only your emotional, right side brain skills, emotional, intelligence, but you also have the professional skills to be able to break something down, right? Like have a strategy pathway through. How do you merge both? You're divergent, I know, but how do you merge both?
Yeah. Well, I think it happens naturally because in order to give full expression to that, right side thinking, we want to have systems and processes in place. And that's where the logic comes in, because it's not only about goals, it's about having a system in place, a system that I take action steps every single day, so that even if I'm not feeling like, oh gosh, I have to do that now, I have to do that again, I just did that, it's the system. And I work the system, and then that gives expression to everything else.
I go back to Jacqueline Kennedy, when her husband had died, and her daughter had a scheduled birthday party, right? And she goes through with the party, right?
Yeah.
And it's not although I love Stoics, but it's not Stoicism to the point of callousness, because you don't want to lose yourself in the process. And this is why working with a coach is so important, because you don't want to suppress to the point that you feel nothing. Right. What would you say? And I love that you call it systems, because there's another thought that says you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fail to the level of your systems.
Mm-hmm.
So think of it as tools and techniques, right? That you teach people. And I've had the opportunity to experience some, and I have to tell you, and I'm more, science kind of girl. So at the beginning, I kind of went with an open heart, open mind, and I was surprised how these techniques of self-regulation, self-soothing, self-centering work almost immediately.
Yeah.
So what would you say is the biggest concern that you have right now, for, women? I was going to say humanity, but really, we champion women 45 plus, all women, but we've focused primarily on the experience of 45 plus. What's your biggest concern right now?
I think resilience, and it's a simple sounding word. We all think we know what it means, and yet it's so complex, because there are different types of resilience. There's physical, emotional, mental, social, and then there's also this sense of time resilience, and we're so busy in life. We have so much that's coming at us so quickly. We tend to live in time poverty instead of time abundance. And that is a direct drain on our sense of resilience. So I think those kinds of things, to really build up those strengths, exercise all of those things every single day, so that we can support ourselves with the fast pace that things are coming at us.
And they're only going to get faster.
Yeah.
They're only going to, I feel as if we have been through decades of change and progress just in the last 3 years.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like the pace of, and even the adaptability of it. We went from when, AI, generative AI launched and the robots were coming to get you, to now most people going, why is it so slow? Why is it so slow? Right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's got limitations, right? Like
Mhm.
we're just in this almost obsessive compulsive consumption, right, of information, of news, of new theories, new ways to do things, and just the speed, and that has an impact on our body and on our mind, because it goes from mind to body, and that's where the genesis of a lot of illnesses, of physical illnesses, begin with mental
Yeah.
health
Yeah.
regulation.
Absolutely. Our cells eavesdrop on our thoughts. And that's where our thoughts live. That's where our emotions live in our bodies, right? And it does manifest in physical illness. I think physical, mental, emotional, it's all energy. It's just moving at a different frequency. And when those things settle into our bodies at a lower frequency, then dis-ease, right?
And if anybody thinks that this is all like woo or anything like that, there have been studies on people with multiple personality disorder. And one personality actually has a different eyeglass prescription than the other personality.
Yeah.
And in the same with, high blood pressure, one will have it, the other one doesn't. Like, if that doesn't prove the control, like there is a glitch in, it's just happening in our head. Like we are creating our own reality. And the more that we see the world heating up with conflicts and the economy and all these things, right, is so important that we solidify our foundations, and that's what you're here to guide us through. So you brought a gift for everyone. We'll put the link below, but do you want to tell us about it? It's an ebook called The Hero of Your Own Life.
Yes. It's kind of a culmination of what we've been talking about, that, we can choose to become the hero of our own story. We can choose to write our own story. That doesn't mean that we're lying to ourselves or denying what has happened or, Pollyanna-ish, none of that. It just means that we are reframing, we are choosing to tell the story in a different way that has more utility for us to move forward in the way that we choose. And it starts with becoming the hero of your own story.
I love it. And we're not speaking cartoony superheroes or superpowers. This is really just about character.
Yes.
Love it. Sallie is truly a gift for humanity. We'll put the link below, and please check Sallie's, podcast, Power Talks, articles, and all incredible things. You can find her on her own. We'll put her own website, of course, and through All Powerful Women Today channels. So thank you so much, and until next time.
Thank you.
Empowering women on a global scale. This has been Powerful Women Today with Carolina Billings. To learn more about how you can join and transform your life and the lives of women everywhere with professional speaking, publishing, podcasting, and web TV, visit powerfulwomentoday.com. Remember to subscribe to this podcast on iTunes, YouTube, or wherever you like to listen and watch your podcasts.